Hey guys, welcome to GTS. This is Master Grade Jess, better known as Jess.
Oh, hey guys, it's Derek, new tag name, making up SD Gunworks now, and also with my other fine fella,
Kevin here, Gunpla Home. What are we doing today?
Oh, first time ever, we're going to be adding a new segment to GTS. So we're super excited because we're getting a reissue kit for the first time on our channel. And do you know what? What do we have?
Today, we have the RX-124 Gundam TR Haze'n unit.
THLEY II RAH.
Yeah, it's TR-6, alright? It's RX-124 Gundam TR-6 Haze'n Thley? How do you say that?
I believe it's a I'm butchering it, I'm so sorry. THLEY II RAH.
Advance of Zeta, the Flag of Titans. Yes, it's a long name, which is warranted because this is a really big kit. It's a high grade. It's a beautiful looking kit.
Also, a special edition to today's review. We are going to be building everything with side cutters and an X-Acto knife. Right, guys?
Yes, we're going old school. We're all doing it.
What?
This is an X-Acto knife. What do you got? Oh, you have a little mat? So do I.
I guess I'm breaking it back.
I have a mat too.
I too have a mat.
I don't know. Size doesn't matter. Hey guys, so quick update on the way we are doing all of this. Well, actually, it's just what is this, an update on the build?
Yeah, it's more up.
Yeah. So we figured out that the legs are pretty, they're not difficult, they're just tedious, I think, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more to it than I thought. And also, it's cute and awkward. Like, that's the foot. This is just shin. This is exactly the foot and the shin here. But it does have a lot of cool articulation to it. There is like some extra fins that are tucked away inside here and where the legs are. But this is just a shin. So got a few more things to put on there still. So.
Just so you guys can see how like long and tedious the legs are. This is what Kevin and I have done so far, which is the arms, the torso, and the legs. And I just did the arms, and I'm also working on the weapons right now. But Derek has literally just been working on the legs. But it's not really the legs, right? You said it's the thighs. Anyway, we'll bring up more, we'll bring up these points later on when we do the full review, so stick for that.
Hey guys, after almost 2 hours, legs are done. Like, holy shoot, these are thick legs. They're like chicken legs. By all means,
They really are.
quite a bit of articulation. I have no idea what the form factors are going to be at the end of this, but it's really exciting. Let's take a look at all that. There's quite a bit of movement actually, surprisingly, even between the kneecap and all. And by all means, I don't think it's done. So, oh geez, that looks cool.
Was it worth it? We won't know. Stick around. Find out.
We'll find out.
Hey guys, it's Jess here, and we have finished the Hazel. And when I say we have finished it, we finished it yesterday. And we are now doing the review portion of the video, where we'll be talking a little bit about the general points when it comes to the out-of-the-box build.
Yeah. Derek here, SD Gunworks, all together out of the... This was really neat. It took us about 3 hours to build this sucker. Actually, a little bit more than 3 hours. 3.5.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I love out-of-box builds, and this was really neat. There was a lot of plastics in here, especially on the legs. That's the portion you'll probably see my hands twiddling around with earlier. And it's really cool. Out of the box, it has everything. I will highly recommend take your time on building every piece individually. Don't try be crazy and snip everything apart. You'll get lost in all the coloring because sadly the color separation not really all there. So you have to be careful. Stickers wise, pretty small and neat. The only ones that are really challenging off the main rifles. They're very lengthy, so be patient. Use the right tools. If you have tweezers, please do. Basically, one thing I have to say this: Hail Hazel. It's all guns, no beam weapons.
Yeah, it's just all guns. There is no beam weapons, and it is out of the box, right? And like the size of it for a high grade, you guys have to remember there's a 1/144th scale. It is huge, right? So that's why we have these kits here. This is the, what is this, the Fenix?
Yep, the high grade Fenix.
This is a high grade Fenix, 1/144th, and this is a bigger 1/144th because it's a Fenix, right? So this and this, you can see the sheer difference in size. Then we have the Master Grade Dynamis, which we chose because it's the size of like a regular Master Grade.
That's correct.
Right?
Yeah.
But then we have over here the Unicorn, the Master Grade Unicorn, and this one over here is actually a taller size Master Grade. Mm-hmm. And obviously we have the Behemoth, which is the really big Master Grade, which is the Sasabi, right? But even next to the Sasabi, they're kind of already like in line with size, right? And so it is a huge kit, despite it being a high grade, and also like color separation wise and whatever. Yeah, sure, there's some missing, but what you get with it is what's really cool, right?
So some of the really, really cool stuff about this kit in general is, again, what Derek was saying earlier was just the amount of weapons that comes with it. What I like a lot about this specific kit is that there's different ways that you can stand all the weapons. There's a way you can do it where it looks like two turrets. One thing I didn't like about it is that the stand itself is quite small. I understand it is a high-grade kit. When I first looked at everything, I was a little because it being so small and me hearing that the kit is actually pretty massive, and with the amount of stuff that you can do to it, it just felt like that base itself wouldn't be able to really hold up. But I'm actually really surprised how well it is doing, as you guys can see right now. A lot of the stuff also I like about it is the amount of flat areas you can scribe or add any customization to it. The legs, they're flat. That's all I can really say. They're flat.
They're a nightmare though. Like when it comes to building, like when you're gonna build this thing, you have, like he said, you have to be very careful. You have to be sure to sit down and build each piece by itself. Like the legs themselves, like just the what is it, the shin?
Yeah.
Took a long time, and then what was it?
I think each shin, the shin itself took me almost like close to, I think in the time lapse about close to 20 minutes alone just to figure those out. And then I finally thought I was building the top part of it. Was it the thighs? No, it was the knees. And then when I finally got to the thighs, there was like 2 more pages of instructions for it.
Yeah.
So another thing for me I didn't really like is, 1 second, let's just move these guys out of the way.
Oops! Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. I have a couple more.
Jeez.
Because the back skirts, they stay up like that, and we know that this is just pretty much a armor unit. But I like, for myself personally, I just like the fact that you could fold it down just to be able to do a bit more with it mobility-wise. But again, all the flat surfaces you can see, you can definitely do a lot of scribing. Another thing, for myself, I enjoy putting LED lights in my kit. And looking at this, when we originally first got it, I was like, oh, guns, I can run the LED lights. The eyes, I can run the LED lights. This is going to be great. There's no room, really. If you really want to run LED lights, you're going to have to be super, super patient, or you're going to have to use specific LED light kits to be able to run those in there. So that would be a bit harder, but as long as you're patient with it, I'm pretty sure somebody will be able to pull off that little feat there.
No.
So with the point of view of the way we're doing the review, we have to remember certain things about us as builders, right? So we can set a precedent for the future. Derek is a little bit more of an out-of-the-box builder. He likes to panel line his kits, or he just likes to paint them real quick.
Really basic. I enjoy just doing the basic builds. That's more you'll see me posting up in the future. And actually, that's one of those things that I'm still more niched at, and I enjoy doing it. And actually, I'd rather do a lot more color customization with that. And to be honest, with something like this, there's enough lot of pieces. You can actually do a lot of customizing with the paint job on its own for individual pieces and still really show it off, which is neat. And for customization, as Kevin said, you gotta be able to scribe, right? And probably do a little bit more running and detailing with the LEDs if you really be patient onto, which I do enjoy. So
yeah, and then so he's out of the box, and then Kevin here is more about completely detailing a kit and going more into the technical side of things, right? So whatever you hear from Derek, it's from an out of the box builder. Then we got a technical builder. Then you got me, right? But the way we're going to do it, I think, is we're just going to give it a 5-star rating out of our perspective. So you guys already know the out of the builder. I'm sorry, out of the box. And then we have technical. So for an out of the box builder, what will you give this?
Oh, shoot,
Out of 5.
Personally, I go 3-5 because realistically, I love the idea it has so much into it. I just, the fact it's big, it's clumsy, and I guess we didn't touch point onto it yet. Posability, you're going to have a little bit of difficulty with, right?
Oh, definitely. We'll get to posability in a little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but actually, I should change that because realistically, if I can give it half, 3.5 out of 5, because I just really do enjoy the guns and the weaponry onto it. And to be honest, at the end of the day, when you put it onto the shelf, it's going to look great. So
that is true. That's a centerpiece.
Mm-hmm. I would probably go closer to just a 3 out of 5. Size is great for myself. I love it. I love big kits. Reason why I'm giving it a 3 is because I can't put LED lights, or it's going to take me a lot more time. But where it makes up for that is the amount of flat areas I can panel line. Also, this one here isn't just the original kit itself. There's enough parts in the box that you can actually build a different unit. I believe it's called the Woundwort.
The Woundwort.
The Woundwort,
I think.
Yeah. It is a smaller, skinnier model, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It doesn't have all the weapons. In the end, you can definitely try it out, see which one you like more, but at least 2 out of 3 of us are going to say this version is better just because the amount of weapons it has on there.
Yeah.
And just the way it looks as it is right now, even though you can't move too much on it, it's just solid and it looks really good.
Yeah. And then with that said, I think for my verdict as somebody who likes to do out of the box and also just paint a little bit on it, I would probably, to round it out, probably give it a 3 out of 5. Taking into perspective that it's a P Bandai kit and the price that it comes at, which obviously varies wherever you are. Yes, you're getting a P Bandai kit. Yes, it's a little hefty in price. You're going to be missing posability, which we'll get to in a little bit. But what you lose in posability and in color separation and whatnot, you gain in parts, just massive parts. This is meant to be a statue, right?
it is, and we didn't even talk about the transformation of it, which is the next part too.
Which we will talk in a little bit. So we'll see you there.
Yo, Derek over here, where I'm going to take some time to actually show a bit of the posability. So out of this thing, there's only really realistically one point that actually articulates open, and it's actually just right here, the gun turret, right? That's actually from the original set series. But what I'm going to show, because this is the part I built myself, it's the legs. The legs, actually, the little tiny little foot here. It's so cute. It's right here, and then actually the back fins here actually has a little kickstand, so then you got some stability on there too. And you can actually move this piece all the way articulate up, down, and also the knee joint here that actually pops out a little bit too. So it's actually pretty neat. That's the part. See?
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you can actually bend the knee a little bit further now. There's actually a couple little features on there on the legs where you can actually remove it to see. Unfortunately, pardon my reach. on the back end, this is the original leg of the wound wart. It's actually embedded in there. So you can actually still get that piece on there. So it's pretty neat. You can actually still see some of the original parts still actually works.
That's how, like, you know that it has so many parts.
Exactly.
It just has so much to bring to the table. Like, but what we said, right? It has virtually no poseability.
Yeah.
I mean, if we look at the rifles and we move them, that's all you're gonna get. I mean, this is out of the box. This is all you're gonna get. They look flimsy. They're wobbly. And if you can actually see in this shot closer is the stickers that we were talking about, just real quick.
Yeah.
Said the ugly stickers.
Well, one you did and then one I did.
Well, you did the nicer looking one.
Ooh,
All right. I don't use stickers, but
shots fired.
with that said, these guns are literally just hanging on his hands.
Yeah, they're sort of weird. When I first actually attached these on there, I thought this was weird. Like, there was no attachments on there, but it was actually strong enough. Like, the wrist itself, which is neat, is that it's actually strong enough to hold these up.
Yeah, that's awesome. But other than that, that's all you can do.
There's nothing
There's
more.
literally nothing else you can do. Another thing we have here are, I want to say these are shields.
No, they're actually rifles too. They're
right.
actually when you change forms.
Well, and I mean, what you can do with the backpack, let's actually turn this guy around so people can see, is, see, out of the box, and like, all honesty, these will come off. As hard as you want to put them in with this peg, I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, but there's a peg in here. Where is it? It's this one.
Right here.
It's just super, it isn't as strong. And this is, like I said, out of the box, so this is what you're going to get.
In truth, he's just very, very rough with everything.
No. This is the kit.
Did you see my hard work I put on the legs? It just comes flying off.
This is what we get from Jess.
Oh, God. This is cool, though. I mean, this is what Kevin was actually talking about, so I'll let you talk about this, Kevin.
Yeah. So the back fins or skirts area, like, you can move it a little bit, right? But like I said, for myself, I like if you could have kind of folded it down more, just for more different posabilities. But this isn't too bad, as we all know. This is more of a full armored flight unit than anything else. But also the amount of areas here you can see in the back, just for scribing, which that's what I really like seeing. But besides that, there's really not too much at all. Like, these can move.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they can stretch out because technically they're supposed to be able to refold into another armor piece. Or for me, if I could do my little piece,
Oh no.
So gonna turn into a gun?
Yes, heck yes. You can actually pose these and actually articulate these around. You just have to, unfortunately, move this little piece around, and then you can actually change the direction of where they're holding the rifles. That's neat, actually. I'm not going to do that there because unfortunately, I need to pull this little piece out. There it goes. So I'm just going to do one really quick just to show people, is that if for those who are the rifle loving gunners like me,
Oh, that's sick, actually.
you can actually pose.
That looks way better than the normal pose it's on.
Yeah, it is, and that's why that's why you have to have all these lovely weapons showing off.
And so this is, like we said real quick while he does that, this is the base that it came with. You can tell how wobbly it is. Because these are actually two parts. Actually, can we actually take these guys?
Absolutely we can.
Take this guy off it. Whoop. There we go. Hold it.
Okay.
And I will show you guys the base real quick. Look how easy it is to just completely take it off. Boom. That's what's holding it up. These two pieces. There's no reinforcement. There's nothing. Just a little tiny subtle click. It works. It does its job. But it's still very wobbly. So now we're going to put him back, right? See how it looks.
Let's see if we're going to find the hole here. That's what she said, right?
Oh, God.
Sorry. Bad.
PG-13.
Sorry, I'm saying the peg. Let's find where that peg goes. Right?
That looks way awesome.
Way
I
more.
love that.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better. It's more compact together instead of everything just kind
It
of...
looks menacing, actually.
Oh shoot. Well, this is lore-wise. This is a space combat unit. It's supposed to be actually such a mobile platform, which we all know that, how effective that is. Yeah, you can pose it up.
You gotta stop it.
It's the leg.
You're pulling on her poor leg.
Poor leg. All right, guys. I'm not touching this guy anymore.
Just go.
Anyway, so that's the part of the poseability, guys.
Holy shoot, this guy is amazingly cool for the final transformation of this guy. You have to check back on some of the pictures we did for the in-between, but there's like 3 different transformations to it, and holy cow. Like, ha! This guy's amazing, it's so sick.
Yeah, the last transformation here is definitely, I think we can all agree that it is better than the normal.
Oh, definitely for sure. This
Like-
is way better. It looks way more aggressive than with us. The locals.
Yeah, that little tiny head. You know what? Just this little tiny head is just. It doesn't even feel menacing when you put it up to this. Like all the guns, right?
I know.
Like
Shoots.
And then the feet.
That's one of the things I did realize is like out of the entire kit, like when we actually had to transform it into the 3 different forms, there's actually quite a bit of pieces that are outside from what it is. It's not like how you use a Zeta and Rigas where you just flip everything around and you'll be able to put it together. This guy is quite a bit more intricate. You actually do come with a whole bunch more alternative pieces you have to take apart and put together. So on the web, I don't see that many people who ever transform it. Now I sort of get an idea why, but holy shoot, it is so cool because we never thought that from that one big statue, you can actually have so many remaining options to it.
What you guys see down here is not all the extra pieces also, because in the box we just haven't cut them out of the trays. There is probably together another tray full of pieces, and a lot of that piece can be used to build the
wound ward. The wound ward, yeah.
But nobody likes the wound ward. It doesn't look menacing.
I actually do like it.
You
It's
do?
really cool. But do not. This is just cooler.
This is really cool. There is one thing on this you guys gotta keep in mind though. These are too heavy. They don't hold up. It looks really cool when they are actually up, but because of the weight of it, it flops out.
Technically, if you were to go back into the original manual, they actually recommend using this base. And by all means, when you have this base on there, it actually holds up the barrels right there. But hey, we want to show it all.
Yeah, so this base does not come included. All right, just disclaimer right there. The base does not come included. It's this tiny one. It would work. This one just lifts it higher and looks way more menacing. I don't know. This is our favorite part of the build. I think.
Yes.
We are not going to.
Don't do anything else.
Yeah, just. Well, he'll paint it, but
That's about it.
that's about it.
But it does look a lot more imposing than before. Before it was like, you know, it's there, it's statuated. Like now, even when it transformed like this, yes, you can move a little bit more on the barrels. The turret, like the cannons here, you can actually angle. And actually got some teeth in there too. You can actually flip out. And you got all the barrels now. You can see all the barrels out.
Yeah. So, and like just a really quick thing, I don't normally like transformations. So any kid that I have that transforms, I never do it because I just think they're ugly. That's just my personal opinion. But this time, are there transformations you like on other kids?
Anything that transforms.
Nah. So now you guys know, I don't like transformations. But this transformation, it's a thumbs up for me. And like I said, that's just coming from a guy who hates transformations. But either way, look for this kit. It's coming out somewhere near you guys, maybe in February.
Canada, we're looking at right now. I think it's the release date of February. So, but I believe there's some places out there might be coming really soon.
And it doesn't come in this color only, right?
No, there's actually the original Titans,
Titan
Titan colors as well, because this is all based on the Zeta series. So I believe there's a manga or novel online that actually talks about it, which is I have to dig back into reading.
Yeah, so that way you can keep being the encyclopedia. Remember guys, if you guys are in Canada and you guys have a local store, tell them to order from PLAMOD and you guys can get this guy to come to your place.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Alright, cheers.